ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण राम रामा हरे हरे, राम रामा हरे हरे। बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र की, राधावर श्री कृष्णचंद्र की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। We shall read verse number 33 of the third chapter. सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूत निग्रहः किं करिष्यति. Bhagavan says that why even after knowing that following whatever Bhagavan has said, the injunctions in the scriptures will lead us to freedom and liberation, and not following will lead us to destruction. Still, why people are not following? Because everyone follows their own swabhava prakriti. And nobody can stop anybody else. But we ourselves, our sadhana has to be not following our swabhava, but following the injunctions, instructions given by the Guru, given by the scriptures. So, there are two things in this. One is our responsibility, and second is our understanding and acceptance of people. What we need to do with ourselves and people as they are, we have to accept them. वो जैसे हैं वो हम बदलने नहीं वाले, बदल नहीं सकने वाले, पर हम अपने आप को बदलने का प्रयास अवश्य कर सकते हैं. After this, now further, now if this is the present situation, then how? What can be done? Is there a solution? इसका कोई उपाय है? So then Bhagavan is now indicating the problem clearly and then also giving the solution. So verse number 34, Indriyasyendriyasyarthe Ragadveshau vyavasthitau tayornavashamagachet tau hyasya paripanthinau. He's saying, earlier verse he said, Swabhava is what determines our action, our choices, our decisions, our thoughts. But how to stay away from Swabhava? Swabhava by itself is unmanifest. We can't recognize it directly. But it manifests in the form of Raga Dvesha, likes and dislikes. There are some things which we naturally like and we want to do more of it, and some things which we do not like doing and we want to keep away from them, we want to avoid them. So this Raga Dvesha is actually the manifestation of the Swabhava. Previous verse he said, Nigraha kim karishyati prakritim yanti bhutani. This prakriti, which is internal, is expressed as Raga Dvesha, likes and dislikes. Raga means I like something, I am attracted to something, I want to do something, and Dvesha means that which I want to run away from, that which I want to avoid, I don't want in my life. Dislike. Likes, dislikes. Raga, Dvesha. This Raga, Dvesha is the manifestation of the Prakriti, which is our problem. We are actually tied up in this likes and dislikes only. Any action, the first evaluation in my mind is, if I like doing it, I will do. If I don't like doing it, I will avoid. And I will try to avoid it in various ways possible. Finally, if I am cornered, then I will say, okay, anyway, I have to do. Because I don't want to do, but still now I am forced, I am cornered, there is no option, there is no escape, let me do it. So that is not the right way of action. So here he is saying that this Raga Dvesha is very dangerous. Acha, this Raga Dvesha, who are these? So he is saying, Tauhi asya paripanthinau. Paripanthinau means these are highway robbers. चोर हैं, चोर. परिपंथिनो, रास्ते में जाते हैं तो रास्ते में लुटेरे, डाकू, चोर, like that. These are highway robbers. When we are traveling from one village to another, and we hear, oh, डाकू मंगल सिंह का इलाका है. So then we hear, be careful, don't make any noise. There will be someday he will come and then he will take away everything, like that. These are two dakus. Rag Daku and Dvesh Daku. Paripanthino. Now, whenever there is a robber, a thief, he will also have some adda, hideout. He is hiding there. तो इन जंगलों में ये डाकू घूमता रहता है. So where does these two dakus, where do they stay? These robbers, dacoits, where do they stay? He's saying indriyasya arthe raga dveshau vyavasthitau. Vyavasthitau means they are settled there. It is their place of residence. आराम से रहते हैं. कहाँ? इंद्रियस्य अर्थे, in the senses and in the objects of the senses. इंद्रिय और उनके विषयों में ये राग द्वेष बैठे रहते हैं. So as soon as my eyes see something, immediately what is the evaluation first? I like this or I don't like this. They are sitting there in the indriya and in the indriyartha, means vishaya. So these two places, they are raga dvesha are sitting. Every experience of ours, whether we see, hear, taste, touch, smell, all experiences through all the senses, all the time this either raga will come and attack or dvesha will come and attack. So I say, I don't want this or I want this. Something to eat, I like this very much, I want more of it. And then something I don't like, I don't want to eat today. They are sitting there. In food items, they are sitting. In color and form, they are sitting. In sounds, they are sitting. In touch, they are sitting. In smells, they are sitting. Everywhere, they are sitting. They are hideouts. So we say no that the enemy is hiding in 5 different places. Here 5 plus 5, 10 different places. Because the senses and the objects multiplied by 5. So these are the hideouts, the places of residence, thikana, vyavasthito. Nicely they are staying there. And nobody is driving them out. Nobody is even looking at them and recognizing them. They are terrorists sitting in our own territory. And any time, any experience, they attack. And we don't understand that they are attacking us. We feel they are helping us. So we're feeling, oh, I like this. And then such things we appreciate also. There's a small child throwing tantrums, very indisciplined, disobedient. And then we say, my son or my daughter is very clear in what he or she wants. बचपन से उसको पता है एग्जैक्टली उसको क्या चाहिए. पता कुछ नहीं है, वो जिद है, राग द्वेष है. And how much ever we keep on encouraging that, so deep this raga dvesha is going to affect. So wherever any such contact between the senses and objects take place, immediately this question of raga dvesha will arise. Because they are seated there, they are right there. We don't think about any object without this consideration of raga dvesha. We don't experience anything with our sense organs without the question of raga dvesha. When we wash our hands, let us say we have eaten or we have cleaned something and we are washing our hands. As the water is flowing, there is raga dvesha acting there also. Simple touch. It is not some bhoga also. It is just cleaning my hands. At that time also, what am I thinking? Some warm water will be so nice. This is too cold water now when it is winter. Same thing in summer. It is too hot. If I get cold water to wash my hands. So good. This is just cleaning. It is not even drinking. There is no bhoga, even touch. Simple touch. And there is raga dvesha sitting there also. In the heat or cold and in my skin. And then this interaction immediately takes place. I smell something, immediately there is raga dvesha. The food is served in front of me. I see it. There is ragadvesha. Step 1, seeing. Then step 2. So it has to be, it should look good. Then first step crossed. Now it should smell good also. And we have some food items which is sizzlers type of thing. It should sound good also. This is good. Every sense. And I'm touching warm, hot food, so good. And finally, very good raga or dvesha. Sometimes to look at, it may not look very, attractive. What is this? I don't want to eat this. So many people, कई लोग बैंगन इसीलिए नहीं खाते क्योंकि दिखने में अच्छा नहीं लगता. Just that look of it, there itself the rejection happens. So those people have never tasted such a lovely vegetable called brinjal. Why? Because it doesn't look good. So every sense organ and every object and every interaction between the two is raga dvesha play, and then we are tied down by that. Sometimes I am hungry, but because there's raga dvesha does not allow me, I don't eat. I say no, I don't want. Why? It doesn't look appealing, so I will not eat. Arey, but you are hungry. No, but I don't want to eat. So sometimes some utility factor also is not, utility factor is buddhi. That buddhi also is covered. I want it this way. I didn't get it, so I am not going to have it. So this day-to-day life we are seeing this. Indriyasya arthe ragadvesho vyavasthitav. They are sitting there nicely, well established. And they are what? Tauhiyasya paripantino. For a seeker, they are like robbers. They take away. What do they take away? Now, if you are a traveler, they can take away your wealth, your luggage, or whatever your possessions. They can take away everything. But for a sadhaka, what do they take away? The greatest wealth of a sadhaka is peace of mind. Shanti. They take away. As soon as this ragadvesha comes into play, our peace has gone. So I am not able to remain peaceful. I've lost it immediately. I'm seeing, oh, this is so good, peace gone. This is not good, peace gone. So Paripanthino, they are looters. They loot away my peace. They loot away my ability to do great things because I am stuck there in that ragadvesha. So then what is the instruction? Bhagavan, you are scaring me with the problem, but tell me the solution also. Solution, he is saying, Tayor na vashamagachet. Don't come under their influence. They are there, but don't come under their influence. Don't get carried away by this likes and dislikes. ये राग द्वेष आएंगे, पर you don't get carried away. You be away from them. Anywhere we go, there may be good people, there may be bad people also. So we can't go and change people, but we can stay away. Here, this person cheats, so don't go. Stay away. That much we can do. So this raga dvesha is there. Stay away. Don't get influenced by that raga dvesha. Don't follow whatever the raga dvesha says. Don't come under their sway. Means what? Means whatever I think, choose, decide, let it not be based on my likes and dislikes. I like it, so I will do. I don't like it, I won't do. I like it, so I will eat. I don't like, I will not eat. I like it, therefore I will think about this. I don't like, I am not going to think about this. That is not what it is. Then what should I do? If I don't come under the sway of Ragadvesha, then what should I do? So likes and dislikes is not the basis. Then I should perform my duties, which Bhagavan has already said. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hi akarmana. He has already said that. So don't come under the sway of this ragadvesha. Tayor na vasham agachet. There may be instances where this ragadvesha may come and attack us. But let me not decide based on ragadvesha. Let me not choose anything based on ragadvesha. Let me do what is right. Let me do what is to be done. Sometimes, to take a decision, we say, if I take this kind of decision, then these people will not like it. So just to please people, I cannot take a wrong decision. So what should I do? Do what is right. Do what is needed. So sometimes what happens is, whatever duty comes to me, I don't like it at all. I don't want to do it. Yes, but still, if it is a duty, I have to do it. That is called don't come under the influence of ragadvesha. The basis of my action or thought or decision should not be whether I like it or not. It should be whether it is supposed to be done or not. So previous verse talked about Prakriti. This verse is talking about Ragadvesha. What is this correlation? How is anybody's Prakriti formed? We say Prakriti is the inborn traits called Vasanas, or the past impressions, all those things, the patterns that we have formed. So we know that these are all we are carrying forward from many lifetimes. Okay, but how were they created? It is our past decisions. Okay, past decisions were based on what? Ragadvesha. So Ragadvesha is creating the Prakriti, and Prakriti is manifesting again as Ragadvesha. Then this Ragadvesha is creating deeper Prakriti, and then this deeper Prakriti is again bringing out stronger Ragadvesha. This cycle, when will it get broken? I am actually carving out my own swabhava, my own prakriti, thought by thought, action by action. I am responsible. We call it destiny. In future, what I call as destiny, in the present, that is called as a choice or a decision. The choices of the past is the destiny of today. And the choices of today is the destiny of tomorrow. But what is the basis of my choice is what is more important here. Bhagavan is not talking about what choice we are making. Bhagavan is saying, based on what are you choosing something? Based on what do you think and do you decide? Based on what do you choose to act? If that is our likes and dislikes, we are only strengthening this Prakriti, and that Prakriti, if we are not able to follow what Bhagavan has said, then it will lead to destruction. So what is the use just to go with the natural flow? There are so many paths which are so called spiritual paths also, in which it is advised just be natural. Whatever you feel like, you just do that. If that is what we are going to do, we are deepening our likes and dislikes. We are strengthening them. And we are caught up in this Prakriti. Then we are not able to do anything that the scripture says. Because be free. Do what is naturally coming to you. Many times this is expressed in various ways. When we say, the parents are asked that why your child is not coming for Bal Vihar. Why are you not sending them for Bal Vihar? They will come when that interest comes from within, when they feel from within that they want to come, that's when they will come. I don't believe in forcing. Okay. Is the same principle applied for school? Because school also no child likes to go. At least they don't go for studying. If at all somebody likes to go, they go to meet their friends and play, and they say that today 2 periods are free, so we will have more fun. So for that only people, no child goes to school to study. Everyone knows that. But there do we say, let the desire come from within, and the day the child feels I should study, that day he will go to school. He will not need me also. So why? So when it comes to spirituality, we say I don't force. But when it comes to anything else that we like, we force. So again, what is this forcing or not forcing also dependent on? That is a choice, and that choice is based on my likes and dislikes, my priorities. The priorities are also based on likes and dislikes. What I value is based on likes and dislikes. So this is not a simple verse that is saying, Raga Dvesha is there, therefore you just be careful, don't come under their sway. It is such a deep rooted thing in our system. Everything is being based on that. It may not appear, and it is not silly things like I will not eat this or other. Those are for examples, okay, we understand. But more significant decisions also in life, if we only base them on I like it, therefore I am doing it, I don't like it, therefore I am not doing it. And such indecisiveness, such confusion is there in society. If we look at, especially in the youth, we tell them, there's a typical situation where the parents will tell the child that now you are coming of age, you should get married. So are you going to find a match for yourself, or should I start looking? Nowadays, youngsters say, neither. You also don't look, I am also not going. Why? I have not yet made up my mind. When will you make up your mind? When you're 60? And then at 60, you feel, I think I need a companion. For what? To die together. Because life is almost, the main part of your life is gone. If we think about it, and what is the basis of decision also? I like, therefore, I think married life is good. Why? I like it. So I'm getting married. And somebody says, oh, married life, I don't like. Why? Too much of responsibility. No, Baba, I am not going to do. So because I don't like, I won't get. That is not the basis. And there is no thumb rule that everyone should marry or not marry. These are all significant decisions of life. But there also, if it is only based on likes and dislikes, and likes and dislikes are also sometimes based on what will society say, what are people saying, my peer pressure, this, that. All these things also play a role. And ultimately, it boils down to Ragadvesha only. Even if there is so much of peer pressure, if I like doing something, nobody can stop me. Full Samaj will tell me, ridicule me, I will still do it because I like it. And what I do not like, people may support me everywhere, but I will not do it. If we say, no, sometimes we say that youngsters are very sharp and rational and they ask very intelligent questions. We have to rethink this statement. Because very often, I'm not saying that it is not true, it is true, but very often the questions are also based on likes and dislikes. A youngster will ask, why do we light a lamp at the altar in our home? Why do we light a lamp in the morning or the evening? They will ask. But why do we light a candle and blow it before the birthday party? Nobody is going to ask this. Why? I like it. And there I have to do it. So I question. And then we say, so rational thinker, he doesn't do anything without finding out the significance. Therefore, I have told, don't do anything, you just find. In that manner, they never go to any birthday party. You're placing candle on the food. You're blowing. Blowing means what? You're throwing germs onto the cake and then you're cutting it and eating it also. What hygiene? But nobody questions that. So the point is, it is not about I have nothing against cake cutting or anything. We can do as much as we want to. But the point is that when we ask questions also, our inquisitiveness and curiosity is also unfortunately dependent only on likes and dislikes. So what is happening? I am deepening and strengthening my prakriti. And therefore, I am just working according to the internal programming. So where is the human part of me where there is little more freedom, where there is a capacity to break free from the patterns that I am not using. I am not living like a human being. I am living like a pre-programmed animal. And that is what is called destruction, nasha. That my human status, I lose, I give up. And I am just programmed. This swabhava, this prakriti, that is only getting strengthened by following everything based on likes and dislikes. Tayor na vasham agachet. Now we say, Bhagwan, you are scaring us way too much. Now please tell us something, how to not get influenced by likes and dislikes. That is also important to be known, that how not to get influenced. Is there a way? Can we do something so that we don't get influenced? Because sometimes we don't even realize that we are getting influenced by likes and dislikes. राग द्वेष के चंगुल में फंसे हुए हैं, वो हमको कई बार पता भी नहीं है, तो उसे छूटेंगे कैसे? So how not to get carried away by them? Is there a way? So here Bhagavan in the next verse, that is verse number 35, he is giving us the formula of how not to get. So we have to now catch the line of thought. विचार की कड़ी जो है उसको एक एक के बाद एक श्रृंखला जो है. First, what did he say? That this whole world, the instruments are interacting with the objects. There, the self is not affected at all. The self is the witness, not participating. But still, a person who is ignorant thinks that he is only doing everything. So, what should be done? That offer all actions to me with the right discrimination, without worrying about the past or future, without getting excited in the present. Invest all your energies, keep your head where the hands are working. Bhagavan said that. And after that he said, if somebody follows this, they get liberated. If somebody does not follow, they get destroyed. But why do people not follow when it is a sure short method of liberation? Because they are caught up in their prakriti or swabhava. And what is strengthening this prakriti? Ragadvesha. So therefore, don't come under the sway of ragadvesha, likes and dislikes. How not to come under the sway of ragadvesha? Next verse. He's saying, Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreyah paradharmo bhayavah. He says, what is the way of getting out of this influence of ragadvesha? He is saying, swadharma. Follow one's own swadharma. Swa, our own. Dharma. Now, dharma word has various connotations and various meanings. But if we have to understand in simple words, Swadharma is one, something that naturally comes to us, both as ability and action. That which naturally comes to us as ability and action. Means what? For example, here Bhagavan in the second chapter has talked about this Swadharma and said, hey Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya and you have been trained as a warrior. And training, before training also or during your training also, you excelled in it. You are the best. Means what? The ability of being a warrior came to you naturally, number one. And second, now without your asking for it or working for it, here is a battle where you have the opportunity to defend what is right. Dharma Yuddha you have got. So as a situation, as action also, it has come naturally to you. So two things. One, as ability, it has come to you naturally. And as an action or a situation which demands some action, it has come to you naturally without doing anything special for this. It comes very naturally. I may have been trained, but that training also, it was very natural to me. I excelled in it. What we call in today's age as aptitude. It is different from preference. Preference and aptitude are two different things. My aptitude for mathematics may be very high. Means I may be very good at it. It can come, I can understand it very easily. Logic comes very easily to me. But I may not like mathematics. So it is not a preference, but it is aptitude, my ability. So based on the ability, if I have a situation and that demands that ability to be manifested, it is called Swadharma. So in loose terms, it is translated as duty. But duty is a very small part of Swadharma. Swadharma is what? The ability is natural. It comes to me very naturally. It has come to me. And a situation which demands a response where the ability has to get manifested into action, that also has come unasked. That has come naturally to my life. In that situation, what I should do should be in line with my natural ability as well as my natural duty, which we call as Swadharma. So this Swadharma is what one has to follow. So Bhagavan said in the second chapter, Arjuna, considering your Swadharma also, you are a Kshatriya by guna, by karma, by training, by action. And today you are in a situation of this wonderful opportunity of serving the society with this natural ability of defending dharma. If you have this wonderful opportunity, why are you hesitating? Just do it. This is a dream come true for any Kshatriya. So this is not easy to get. So you're getting it so beautifully. Just do it. So that is Swadharma. So here Bhagavan is saying that it is not talking about preference. Preference is what? Likes and dislikes. Raga Dvesha. So preference is something very less intense. And then it becomes very, very deep. Then it is not just a preference. It becomes a need to do that. So here he is saying not the preference but the natural aptitude and the occasion has come to you. Therefore, this is your Swadharma. So here he is saying Swadharma is the way to not get influenced by Ragadvesha. Duty is the way where I shall not consider my likes and dislikes. I have to do it. How many students like exams? Hardly anyone. Some toppers may be there who like exams. I love. There may be very few. But majority, I don't want exams. I don't want to be tested. How many times will I fail? Enough. Now no more exam. Because exam means failure. So that is a preference. But if you are studying in this institution, you have to appear for the exam. That is a swadharma, because you have studied, you have enrolled, and today is the day, go and sit and write. This is swadharma, not a preference. You have to do it. When you say, I want to play, okay, what I'm playing football, okay, football I will play, but I don't want to run. Even if you are a goalkeeper, you have to run. You can't say you can play football sitting on a chair. So if you have to do something, if it is there in front of you, you better do it. No preference. There's no space for preference. Nobody is asking whether you like it or not. So that is why Bhagavan is saying here, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swanushthitat. From the standpoint of actions also, if it is my Swadharma, if it is my natural action that the situation also demands and I have the ability to perform, if it is coming naturally to me, which we can call it as duty, if that duty is there and it is demanded by the circumstances, that should be followed, that should be fulfilled. Kartavya Palana has to be done. Swadharma, my duty. Paradharmat Swanushthitat. Even if I am good at doing other things. Good at means I like doing something else also. But if this is my duty, I better stick to it. Arjuna may be good in sitting and meditating. But at this time, when the whole society is looking up to him to protect dharma through this battle, he cannot sit and meditate. He has to work. So this is, you cannot afford to do. No, I can, if there is somebody who is soldier on the border and he says, I am very good at art and craft. So I am going to sit and do origami, sitting at the border. That is not, you may be good at it, but take your gun and look out. Whatever is your duty, and you have trained for it. Without training, we will not send you there also. Gurudev used to say, Arjuna was trained by the taxpayers' money. And now the citizens are looking up to him that he should protect their interest. Now he can't choose not to do it. There is no question of his preference. Nobody is asking him. He has to do this. And Shreyan, that is greater, Swadharmaha. Even Vigunaha, even if I feel that it is not that great, this work is not that great, even then. Never mind. You have to do it. See, all actions are equally important. But here when it is said Vigunaha or Swanushthitat, it is done very beautifully or it is not that great. What does it mean in this verse? In this verse, it means that it may not look so attractive. It may not have that glamour in that. That, oh, see, I am doing this. See, for a simple, this example we may be able to appreciate. I go to a doctor and I am sitting in the waiting lounge, and then the doctor is calling one by one, calling the patients. Okay. So the patient ahead of me goes inside. And then that person comes out on a wheelchair. Okay. Why? That patient did not know, but the doctor said, you have had a heart attack yesterday. Now better get admitted. Somebody is bringing him on a wheelchair and taking him into the intensive care. Now I am sitting next and I am called inside. So I have in my mind, this is the nice hospital. I go inside walking and somebody will push me out on a wheelchair. So nice, good facilities. I go inside, say, what happened? Cold. A cold? Okay, I take this medicine. If you take this medicine, you will get well in a week's time. If you don't take, it will take 7 days. Okay, go. Doctor, so just a viral infection. Go. Okay, where is wheelchair? No wheelchair for you. No, no, no. I also want wheelchair. Why? Because it looks good that I have come to the doctor and somebody is taking me out. It looks good. It is not. It looks good. What you like, nobody is asking. What you need is what is important. And for this illness, this medicine only, whether you like it or not. For that illness, that was required. Because sometimes we feel that cold, common cold, is the most unprestigious disease. Puja Guruji calls it very unprestigious. Means you can't tell people that I have a cold. What is it? Only cold, no? If it is heart attack, then tell me. So I can't even tell people that I have a cold. But it is very irritating. But it is very unprestigious. No social status for it. And I have. Otherwise, if I have I have high blood pressure. Oh, please sit down, sit down, sit down. So much important. I have a cold. So stand in some car. Go and stand in the sun. It is better for you. What is there? What big cold and all? Very unprestigious. I feel no. That disease is better. Whatever you have a problem, the medicine and treatment will be according to that only. You cannot get others treatment even if you feel it is very prestigious and glamorous. This is what it means. That swadharma vigunaha api shreyan. Even if it doesn't appear as great as others, but it is better, it is greater for me because it is my need. Whereas for others, I may be able to do the other thing better, but that doesn't mean that I should do. I have to stick to what is my job. And that is why often before getting a child, people have lot of theories of parenting. So Guruji says this beautifully. This man said that earlier I had 6 different theories of parenting but no child. Today I have 6 children and no theory. So I may feel that I will be able to do this better, but actually that is not for me. What is for me, that I have to do to the best of my ability. And if a situation has come, it has come to me because I am capable of facing it, I am capable of doing my best in it. Otherwise, it won't come to me only. Because we have this law, nature has, that it comes to me means I have the ability. So I accept it, I just face it, go through it, do whatever is required for it, respond to it with 100% effort. This is called paradharmatsu anushtitat. Other actions may feel more glamorous, but that is not for me. My job is only this. There are 3 people working in a team. So one day there were only 2 people there, and then one man was digging and the other man was filling. They were going on digging. After 10 feet again he is digging, and then he goes ahead and the next man comes and fills it up. So what happened? Why this waste of labor? One is digging, other is filling. What is this? What are you doing? He said, we actually are 3, but that third one is on leave. But what does he do? He said, after he digs, the second one plants it, and I'm the third one who fills it. But that planting person is on leave today. So we are only doing our job. So this also, it should not be a blind way of doing things also, but stick to your duty means what is the calling that naturally you are expected to respond to it in the best way. If a person is no, digging is more prestigious, looks very good, and looks very hard work and all. Planting, what is there? You just put it inside and over. There's not much. So I will do that digging job. No. If this is what is expected out of you, do it and do it well. There are so many people, even if they did something very, very, very small, they did it with such perfection. So many saints in our country, all from different professions. So they did not leave their profession. They were great saints, but they did not give up their profession. Namdev Ji Maharaj, he initially felt that he is a big devotee, but later on, when he actually got that pure devotion for the Lord, he resumed his own profession of tailoring. He was a tailor, but the way he used to stitch clothes, it was with so much of perfection that it was not just a profession, it became art. Same way, so many different people. There was a great saint in Maharashtra called Janabai. Janabai used to, have this cow dung cakes. Cow dung you put on the wall or on the ground, and then it dries up, and then you collect it, use it for as a fuel for fire. So this cow dung cakes, one day she was found, and she was a respected saint, and people from far and wide used to come and meet her. So one day, one man had heard about her and wanted to come and have her darshan and take guidance from her. And he went and asked, "Where is Janabai?" Said, there, you can see that lady is Janabai. And what was she doing? She was quarreling with another man. And what was the quarrel? She said, "This is my cow dung cake," and that other lady was saying, "This is my cow dung cake." And for this cow dung cake, they were quarreling with each other. So this man was shocked. Said, "I came to get guidance from her. I came to have her darshan with so much of reverence, and she is quarreling for one cow dung cake. What is it? What kind of lady is she?" So, but still he decided, okay, let me wait and watch. So he waited, and then both of them were fighting. So then this quarrel came to that state where they started saying, "Okay, you prove that it is yours." So Janabai said, "I can prove that it is mine." So how can you prove? I said, "You put that cow dung cake to your ear, you can hear Vitthala, 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 and that is what is mine." So for her, this cow dung cake was not a job, it was also perfection. She was performing her duties, but out of her 100%. Now, maybe from her standpoint, it was not required for her to do. But such great people still demonstrate that perfection so that we can follow. So he's saying that whatever action, if it is swadharma, I must perform it. And when I perform it as swadharma, then what happens? Nobody is worried about our preferences. Nobody is asking about whether you like to do it or not like to do it. Do it, that's all. A student, what is the swadharma? To study. Now, there is nothing other than that. Nobody is going to ask, okay, you are a student and you have to study. I hope you don't mind studying. Nothing doing. If you are a student, better study. So there is no question of like and dislike. So when the likes and dislikes are not considered at all, then what happens? I just do what is right. And when I do what is right, my shift takes place from that prakriti and raga dvesha to what is supposed to be done as per the instructions of the scriptures or elders or the social injunctions. So I follow what is supposed to be done, what is the right thing to do, rather than what I prefer doing. So sometimes even keeping silent is not an option. I don't like doing this. What don't like? If it is your job, you have to do. Even if you have to shout, you have to shout. If you have to scold, you have to scold. If you have to force, you have to force, because that's the role you are playing. And it has come to you because you will be able to do it well. That faith we must have. That if a situation has come in front of me and if it is demanding something out of me, I will be able to do it. That ability is already there in me. So, with that faith, I put in my best effort. That in this role, this is what I have to do. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma su anushtitat. The other person's swadharma may look very attractive, but that is not my job. I should not do it. I should do what is my job. Very many times we look at others, and sometimes people may be struggling to do their own jobs. And looking at that, we feel, this is, I can do it much better. We sometimes feel that. But it is not my job, so stay away. Do your job. So this is very important. So in modern language, we can also say, Bhagavan is in this verse saying, mind your own business. But with greater depth and understanding. So stick to your swadharma and don't get attracted by what you prefer or what you feel something very glamorous. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. Bhagavan is saying, even if you die performing your duty and swadharma, it is better. Paradharmo bhayavaha. But if you change and try to do and copy somebody else, it is very scary path. Why? Because that is going to lead to destruction. Because where it will take us ahead, we can't say. Swadharme nidhanam shreyaha. Even if my following my swadharma leads to death, I should do it. So in Arjuna's case, it was directly applicable. He says, if you have to die fighting this war of dharma, it is better than living and not doing this. But doing something else, you want to be a sannyasi now and go and sit in the caves, bhayavaha. It is scary. Because actually sometimes we also get this thought. When there is a lot of work, we get this thought, I want to go somewhere alone and just be. But when there is no work, that time we don't want to go anywhere. That time we want to meet people, we want to look at the phone, and because we are getting bored. Going somewhere also, do we have the capacity to be alone? Do we have the capacity to absorb that? It is very difficult. It is paradharmo bhayavaha. Just by looking at someone, that person is doing, so I will also do. Even in sadhana, sometimes this happens. That I am doing some sadhana as guided by my guru, and I am continuing that. Suddenly I see somebody sitting there still for 6 hours. Oh, this is so good. I will also sit. I can't sit for 6 minutes. And then I feel so depressed. Oh, I am good for nothing. I am not doing anything. But stick to what you have been doing. There is no comparison with others. That is saying paradharmo bhayavaha. To copy someone, to compare with someone is a scary thing. Because it will lead to destruction. So that is why no need to compare. We just do what my swadharma is. We stick to that. So Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmatsu anushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreyaha paradharmo bhayavaha. So now Bhagavan has told why people are not able to follow what he has said. In spite of the promise of liberation, they are not able to follow because Prakriti. That Prakriti is made up. What are the building blocks of Prakriti? Likes and dislikes based choices. How not to come under the sway of likes and dislikes? By performing our swadharma. So he has given the solution also, sure. that stick to your duties, stick to your path. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. So whatever is my swadharma, that is best for me. I should. So that is what, again, coming back to the paradigm shift of not following what I feel like doing, but following what is to be done. This paradigm shift is my sadhana. And actually speaking, this likes and dislikes based decisions take place only in those few moments of weakness. A few moments. If I can conquer those few moments, then I'm safe. Otherwise, I get carried away. So, getting carried away, to save myself, I have to just work on certain moments and not a long period of time. So, here I perform my duty. Look at, and if you look at nature also, every part of nature is only performing its own job. Have you ever seen anybody in nature suddenly deciding that, now we are swapping our duties? So the lion and the deer, they say, now let's exchange. Now onwards you hunt and eat, I will eat grass. Do they don't swap. Does the sun say that, I have been rising every morning, enough now, 2 days holiday? I am the sun and I don't get a Sunday. What is this? No, everyone is doing their own duties. There is nothing changing in the whole. Leaves are taking in carbon dioxide, leaving out oxygen. They have been doing it since ages and still continue to do that. No change of duty that, this is not a very good thing, I want to do something else. Suddenly the animals say, we always have to run around. Tree, now you run around. I am going to stay in one place. No, they will all do their own things only. Even the sounds they make, the same type of sound. The nests they make, the birds, same type of nests. If you look at it, and it is, yes, they are pre-programmed, but the point is, they are not going by preference. There is no, for us, we have the intelligence to choose to do what is our swadharma. And why do we need that intelligence to choose? Because we have been given that freedom. We say, no, I don't want freedom. Means paradharma. We are trying to be as an animal. No, I have been born as a human. I have to live as a human. So I have been given this privilege. Let me make use of it. Sometimes after growing up, we say, no, those childhood days were better. I want to be a child again. Sorry. Time up. Now you are a grown up. Now behave like a grown up. Now don't try to be someone else. If it is your duty, you have to do. No, in childhood there were no duties. In childhood also you were cribbing about duties. Now you realize that time it was better duties than now. But it is always grass is greener on the other side of the fence. It is always there. But paradharmo bhayavaha. So he has given this. Now, even if we look at this verse number 35, from the knowledge standpoint, the absolute knowledge standpoint, even then this is a very beautiful verse, the highest knowledge. He says, Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha. Swadharma. The word dharma from the knowledge standpoint is the real nature, the essence. What is my real nature? Sachidananda, Brahman, Atman. That is my real nature, my real identity. Knowing my own self is Shreyan, is the best. Paradharmat swanushtitat. Other things, other dharma means what? Identifying as the body, mind, etc., which I am not. That is called paradharma. Swadharma means what I really am. So being established in the self that I am is superior, even if It has no attributes. Vigunaha. Attributeless abidance or abidance in the attributeless self is far superior than this tangible instruments being those instruments and acting as a limited jiva. It is much better. Swadharme nidhanam shreyah. The best thing that can happen to a spiritual seeker is when one is established in the real self, the false I ego, nidhanam, dies. That is Shreya, that is the highest good. Paradharmaha, being something else that I am not, like the body or the mind, is bhayavaha. It is fraught with fear. All fear is possible only when we consider ourselves to be something that we are not. So, from the highest knowledge standpoint, also, this same verse tells us this is the solution to the problem. You want to get liberated from this action? Yes. Then how is it possible? Swadharma, know your own real nature. Because that is the highest, that is the best. And when the false ego, false identity dissolves, that is the greatest. Otherwise, till such time, bhayavaha, there will be fear. There will be dvaita, duality. So, therefore, this Bhagavan has answered Arjuna from the karma standpoint also and from the knowledge standpoint also. Even from the bhakti standpoint, this is true. What is bhakti standpoint? Swadharma. Dharma means, even if we call it as duty, duty is based on identity. Now, what is my core identity? Identity is decided based on my relationships. What is my fundamental relationship? With whom is my fundamental relationship? From the standpoint of bhakti, my fundamental relationship is with Bhagwan, with the Lord. And that fundamental relationship gives me an identity of being a bhakta. That is Swadharma. And when I understand my Swadharma as a bhakta, as being fundamentally related to the Lord, then that is the best. Then all the other relationships are secondary. Primary relationship is with the Lord. Now, in that case, will I have any relationship problems? Because my direct relationship is with God. All other relationships are through God. So then, if I say there should be stability in relationship, this is the most stable relationship. Because I am related to the changeless. Everywhere else, there is change. So therefore, Swadharme, always being in that. So living a life as a devotee, living a life as a sadhaka is the highest from the devotion standpoint. So from knowledge standpoint, from devotion standpoint, from action standpoint, karma, jnana, bhakti, from all standpoints, Bhagavan has explained in this same verse what is the solution of going beyond this action and its bondage. Now Arjuna has a question. What is the question? Let us read the question. Verse number 36. Arjuna uvacha अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम् पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Arjuna is asking, Bhagwan, sometimes I don't want to do anything wrong. I don't want to do anything wrong. I want to do what is right. But I feel something is there which is forcibly pushing me to do wrong. What is that? Earlier, the discussion was that why do people not follow whatever you are saying? Here, the question raised by Arjuna is that Bhagavan, why do people do wrong? Not able to follow because of Prakriti, Raga, Dvesha, okay, understood. But people not only not follow what you are doing, people are doing wrong. Papam charati purushaha. They are doing wrong things. The word papa means one is, see, punya and papa, these are opposites. So punya means the good actions. And how is it defined? Punati iti punyam. Punati means that which purifies, sanctifies. So that which leads to purification is punyam. If purification acts that make us pure is punyam, then the polluting actions are called papam. Also, it is a papam. Papam shabda, the word meaning is pati ajnanam, that which protects our ignorance, that it keeps the ignorance intact. It does not let us move towards knowledge. That is called papa. And if there is ignorance, there is dukkha also, shoka also. So that which protects our dukkha. So in simple words, that which creates a lot of dukkha is called papa. In the long run, sometimes it may appear that instantly I am getting some joy, but in the long run, it is taking me to do dukkha and ajnana. So, papam charati, people are found to be walking the wrong path, committing sins. Papam charati purushaha, kena prayuktaha, saying, prompted by whom do people do commit mistakes or sins? पाप क्यों करते हैं? किससे प्रेरित होके करते हैं? अनिच्छन्नपि, doesn't want to do. हे वार्ष्णेय, वृष्णिकुल श्रेष्ठ, हे श्री कृष्णा, my question is, अनिच्छन्नपि, even not wanting to go in that direction, balad even niyojita, balad forcibly, as though is pushed into sins. And this must have been our experience also. Sometimes I don't want to do something, I know that it is not good for me, still as though something is pushing me towards it. So as though I am just falling into that trap. I know I don't want to do it, still I am going there. What is that? Bhagavan, is there something? I have experienced this. Anichannapi. People are not able to follow, that you already said, because of Prakriti. But here, not only not following, doing wrong things, making wrong choices, ending up in sinful activities, in spite of not wanting to do that. What is that? That is prompting us, forcibly pushing us into sin? What is it? Now, Bhagavan, he is answering this question. You have to understand that Arjuna's question, if we can relate to it, then we understand it better. It happens to us. So, Bhagavan, what is Bhagavan saying as the answer? He's saying, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyenamiha vairinam. Bhagavan is, see, this is just direct answer. Arjun asked, what is it that is forcibly pushing me into sin? Bhagavan's direct answer, Eshaha Kamaha. This is called desire. Oh, is desire? Yes. Eshaha Krodhaha. This is anger. So this desire, this anger is what is pushing us into sin. Where do this desire, anger, where do they come from? He says, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. It is born out of Rajoguna. Of the three gunas, Rajoguna is the source of this Kama, Krodha. And how are these? Both of them have been given one adjective. Kamaha is called as Maha Ashanaha. Ashanaha means the one who eats. Maha Ashanaha, someone who has a big appetite, eats a lot, never says no. Desire, Kamana, is compared in our scriptures with fire. Fire is something that as much fuel we put into it, it will keep on. It will never say no. It will never say enough, enough. That is why fire is called Anala. Alam means enough. Anala means na alam. Never enough. It will never say enough, enough, now stop. No. Put as much as you want. It will keep on burning. So this Maha Ashanaha, Kamana, desire is what? Gluttonous eater. Anything you fulfill that desire, still there are 10 desires waiting. Fulfill all of them, there are 20 others who have come. They keep on demanding more and more. There is never an end to this desire. If we say, I have no desire, so if I have no desire, then I would not be living only. It has so much become one with my living that if I am alive means I have desire. It is so much close to my life. All the time, some or the other desire. Sometimes the desire is I want to be desireless. That is a desire. And that also troubles us. It keeps on consuming. Maha Ashanaha. And for Krodha, the adjective given is Mahapapma. The one who makes us all do wrong things. Mahapapma. The one who makes us commit all mistakes. It is when we are angry, or Krodha does not just mean anger, it is also meaning any kind of agitation. There is no peace. And that agitation is there, it will immediately make us do wrong things. It could be something small or something really big also. Most of these things are done in an agitated state of mind, not peaceful. Mahapapma. So this Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha, Mahashanaha, Mahapapma. Very interestingly, Bhagavan is using all this, although there are two. Earlier he had used Raga Dvesha and he had used the number as dual number, means 2. Raga Dveshau, Vyavasthitau, Tayoho, Paripanthinau. So it was dual number was used. Here it is all used in singular. Although he is using two words, Kamaha, Krodhaha, but he is saying Eshaha, Kamaha, Eshaha, Krodhaha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha, Maha Ashanaha, Maha Papma. All this is singular. So you are talking about two things, and why are you using singular? Because Krodha is another form of kama only. Krodha, anger, is also called as kama anuja. Anuja means that which follows, younger brother, who comes behind. So when there is kamana, krodha is standing behind only. As soon as kamana comes, behind krodha also comes. Anger also comes. If not anger, at least agitation will come. As soon as there is a desire, mind will start getting agitated. So that is krodha. So that same kamana only takes the form of krodha also. That who was consuming everything that we are offering also makes us do wrong things. It is only out of desire that I commit mistakes. And in a state of anger, I commit mistakes. And both are not two different states. When there is a desire, if I see an obstacle in the fulfillment of a desire, then I feel angry about it. If it is fulfilled, then there is greed. I want more and more. Lobha. So this kama, krodha is considered as one and the same. So it is not that I have desire but I don't get angry. It is the same only. It can take that form anytime. So it is, no, it is consuming lot of things, but it does not make me do anything wrong. It will, if not yet done. Because Rajoguna, there is no aspect of knowledge. Rajoguna is that which pushes us into action. So Kamana also pushes us into action. Krodha also pushes us into action. But there is no knowledge. So without knowledge, if I perform action, I will end up doing things I like or running away from what I dislike. So I am deepening my likes and dislikes. So here Bhagavan is saying that is why Arjuna, Vidhi enam iha vairinam. Here in this lifetime itself, please understand, apprehend them, recognize them as enemies. Here also again singular only. Apprehend it as your enemy. See, this is so, spirituality sometimes is so different from what we usually think. We feel, what is a motivating force in life? Desire. There should be desire. That will only motivate me and I will be able to do. Here Bhagavan is saying, that is your enemy, not your motivator. Yeah, as an enemy, if it motivates me, that is fine. But enemies cannot motivate beyond a point. Enemies intimidate us and make us do what they want us to. Desire also is like that. It may seem to be motivating us in the beginning, but after that, it occupies, it takes over our life. There's this beautiful story of a camel where this camel in a desert, this man was, he pitched a tent and he decided to spend the night there. It was very cold, but he was warm in the tent. And then he suddenly remembered that outside his camel was tied. So he felt that poor camel in the cold it is there. So let me also. So the tent was not that big, but then he was generous. He said, okay, I will bring only the head of the camel inside. No, it has a long neck. So the head can be inside the tent. So at least the head will feel warm. So that much I can do. So the camel's head was brought in. Then he went to sleep. Slowly he saw the camel is shivering. So then he felt that, now what to do? So the camel slowly started moving in and his entire neck came into the thing. And then he started sleeping. So he said, okay, never mind, let it be. After some time, he saw the front two legs of the camel came inside and then it was sleeping. So he was pushed to a corner, but he said, okay, poor animal, let it be. And he slept. After some time, he himself woke up shivering because he was out of the tent and the whole camel was inside the tent. This camel is like our desire. It comes slightly as a motivator. Come on, let's do this. I want to achieve this. I'm very ambitious. Okay, do. And then slowly the desire starts consuming us. Maha Ashanaha, Maha Papma. Then there is no dharma, dharma vichar. I just do whatever I feel like because I want to fulfill my desire. I have to. What's this ambition? Ambition is not unhealthy if it is under our control. But if we become under its control, then it is dangerous. So that is what Bhagavan saying. You want to know that what is prompting you into wrong action? This is what is it. Now here it is very interesting. We find that there is a contradiction here. What was the question? He said anichan. Without wanting to do something wrong, I am pushed into it. So I don't want. So there is no desire of doing wrong. And on the other hand, what is the answer? Kamaha. It is desire. So the question says, I don't have desire to do wrong, but the answer saying that it is desire that is making you do wrong. So is it not a contradiction? The point is, I don't have the desire for the result of this action, but I have the desire to do this action because I find pleasure in that. So it is not that I am free from desire. I think I am free from desire. I do have a hidden desire. It does give me some joy. You know, if poison tastes good, I keep consuming it. And I say, I don't want poison. Yes, I don't want poison, but that sweetness is attractive. That is exactly what here Bhagavan is saying. Anichan means I don't want the result of this papa. Result of papa is dukkha. I don't want that. But the pleasure of performing that action, I want that. And that want is only pushing me. It is not the anichan. Nobody can make us do something which I totally don't want to do. If someone says, take this sword and chop the head of two people and come. Now, if I am completely convinced, I will not do that. No amount of pressure, no amount of any incentive is going to make me do that. But sometimes I say, okay, somebody says, you have to eat this. Let's say, I don't want, but everybody forced me to have. That's why I had. Otherwise, I didn't want it. That's a lie. That's why we say there is this concept of social drinking. Only when, people, when in a social group we drink. If I really don't want it, nobody can force me to do it. There is a hidden desire. I find some joy in that. But we may say, if it is something bad for me, how will I find joy? Sometimes even pricking myself gives me some joy. When we have some wounds and all, and it is slowly drying up, and then we try and scratch it and open it up. It is painful. Still, I do it. Who is making me do it? Not that I am not wanting at all. I like that feeling of peeling it off, but I don't want the pain. So, not wanting the pain does not mean I am not finding joy. The joy is found there, and therefore I want it. It is my desire only that is making me do wrong things. But how can this desire operate? What is the mechanism of its operation? Now Bhagavan is giving us the mechanism of operation, which we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।